Coming up on the show, we talk about Jalen Hurts, the quarterback of the Eagles. For now, for the future, we'll find out. EJ Smith is here on the PHLY Eagles podcast. No more stumbles. Hello, everybody, and welcome to the PHLY Eagles podcast, live from the Xfinity studios, and presented by Bet365 and Ashley, Wulf and the great Eagles insider EJ Smith. EJ, how are you?
I'm doing well.
I don't need this plug in here messing up what the shot looks like. Come on.
Don't break your phone doing that. I'm doing well. It feels like it's been a while since I've been in studio, so it's good to be back. You got something you want to say about that, by the way?
No, I have nothing to say.
I missed you guys yesterday.
Okay. You didn't miss us that much.
I did. Don't make me feel bad about it. I listen. Not all of us.
Have a long night.
I don't have any defense. I enjoyed watching the show, though. I thought you guys had a good discussion.
Thank you. Let's hope.
And I noticed
Fran's about today's episode.
I noticed Fran's comment at the end. Oh, EJ's coming in tomorrow.
Good for him.
Yeah. Is it?
What, you want to return fire? Let's foment this rivalry.
I will, as my wife can attest, I did have some I felt conflicted about needing to rest.
Sure.
Yeah. So that's all.
Those weary bones.
No. Let's talk about Jalen Hurts. This is going to be an interesting conversation.
All right, let's talk about Jalen Hurts. Today's game plan on the show, as you can see, we're going to talk about Jalen Hurts. We're going to talk about Jalen Hurts. Mina Kimes joins the show. Looking forward to that discussion. We'll probably talk about Jalen Hurts, and then after that, maybe some more Jalen Hurts. And listen, I think this is the right time to have this conversation because the Raiders are coming up on Sunday. What are we going to say about that matchup? They stink, right? They need to win the game. Nick Sirianni was asked on his radio hit about benching Jalen Hurts. Obviously, he's not going to bench Jalen Hurts, but when Jalen Hurts is coming off of probably the worst performance that he has had as a starter for the Eagles, what do we think about the whole thing going on? So let's get into it.
Yeah.
How would you like to start?
Well, first and foremost, I think the benching conversation, I don't want to be overly dismissive. Like, the title of our show today is like a nuanced conversation about this because I think that like you'll hear a lot of people dismiss it entirely. This is ridiculous. Why would you even bring it up? And I understand that. But I also think it's a little bit ignoring the fact that it has been bad. Especially this, recent stretch from Jalen Hurts. It has been one of the worst stretches of his career. And it is hard to figure out how they're going to find their way out of it. So again, I think that there's a lot of space in between. Okay. He needs to be benched, and it's ridiculous to even talk about it.
Let's start with like 2 minutes of engaging the case for benching Jalen Hurts. Because I think we both agree that that's the wrong thing, and I don't even think it's farcically wrong as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, so let's just get it out of the way, is what you're saying,
right?
Yeah,
let's indulge it. The case for benching Jalen Hurts is you owe it to the players on the team and the talent that you have and a Super Bowl window to put the best quarterback right now out there, and you need to find out if that is Tanner McKee or not. And repercussions be damned, there's a chance to win the Super Bowl. That's the case, right? And for all the reasons that we can talk about, like how Jalen Hurts has played over the last 4 weeks since the bye, we have this graphic of just a split of what he has done before the bye, after the bye. His completion percentage is down from 70% to 58%. Yards per attempt dropped from 7.8 to 6.4. He's throwing interceptions. The EPA per dropback is bad. And if you believe that part of the issues with the structure of the offense are Jalen Hurts' preferences, then if Tanner McKee can play quarterback the way that Nick Sirianni and Kevin Patullo want to design things, and he's going to get rid of the ball and give AJ Brown and Devontae Smith a chance to make contested catches in tight windows. Let's go see what they can do because the defense is that good. Let's just, repercussions be damned. Let's go for it.
Now, my immediate rebuttal to this is twofold. The first is the immediate, the short term, right? Which is I know you're a huge Tanner McKee fan. I think we both have seen Tanner McKee play at a high level. That is so far from a definite. That is so far from like a sure thing. I don't let like the Nick Foles story like cloud your judgment here. Like, where is there evidence of benching your quarterback this late in the season and going on a postseason run? It is one thing to look good and I don't want to minimize Tanner McKee, but it's one thing to look good in meaningless regular season games in the preseason and in training camp and in practice. I imagine Tanner McKee looks good in practice. It's another thing to be like in high stakes playoff games against the best teams in the league. So it is a huge jump. Even if you feel confident about it, that's just like a massive change. Now, I think the bigger thing is the long-term argument against this, which is like, I think people are so quick to want to step out in the cold of not having a franchise quarterback. And that is a tough thing. When you step out into like right now you're warm in the house with your franchise quarterback, and teams spend years, decades looking for those quarterbacks. A quarterback that is good enough to win you a Super Bowl, right? Which Jalen Hurts is.
Right.
He's played at a high level in both of the Super Bowls the Eagles have been in. To find those guys, it is not simple. It is not easy. And you don't know if that is Tanner McKee. So moving forward, like it's been 5 games, right?
Yeah.
That is a huge, huge organizational shifting decision. You don't make that so quickly. And I
right. The idea being that if in a vacuum,
you
could go into some simulator and be like, okay, who is the actual better quarterback right now? Let's figure it out. And if it's Tanner McKee, we'll go with Tanner McKee.
Yeah.
The practicality is to even try it, to even dip your toe into it, Jalen Hurts' career with the Eagles is over.
Yeah.
There is no coming back from that. It's done. It's over. And that's the truth. And part of the reason we're having this conversation is because I think there are some people in the building who do believe the offense would look better and different if Tanner McKee was the quarterback.
And that's why I don't think being dismissive of it is productive, because it's not like this is a made up sentiment. I know that there's a fever pitch for it right now and in a reactionary way.
Yes.
But it's not to say it's like a huge thing, or it's like to say it's real. It is, maybe it's not a majority opinion, but it is a real thing.
You know what the bad news for the people in the building who think that way is, though? If they made this move, they don't have their meat shield anymore.
Yes. Well said.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, very well said. Yeah.
Oh, you want to do this? Guess what? There's no one else for you to blame for everything that you are doing wrong.
Yep.
So that's the caution I make there. Okay. We've indulged it. Now
let's move on from it.
Because because here's the thing. If as I said, if you do it, it's over. Jalen Hurts' career with the Eagles is done.
Yeah.
So if you believe at all that the quarterback who just won you the Super Bowl last year can play at a high level ever again, you don't do this.
Yes.
And of course you believe that, right? So, yeah, did he have a bad game? Of course.
He has.
Everybody's allowed. You're allowed to have some dips, but I mean, be realistic. Like have just a modicum of patience. I don't know. Now, well, you go ahead because there's something else I want to say.
Well, I was just gonna say that the better argument, like in the long term, is that really the Eagles' pass game has been broken for 3 years now. I mean, if you look at 2023, last season, and this year, obviously Jalen played at a really high level in the Super Bowl, but in general, I think that you do, if the pass game does not make meaningful strides between now and the end of the season, you are going to have a very difficult conversation about the philosophical marriage of Jalen Hurts and Nick Sirianni. But to me, to get to like the stage where you're pulling the lever that is, we're making a change at quarterback, we are stepping out into the non-franchise quarterback having crop of NFL teams, that there are other levers you would pull before you pull that one.
For sure.
I think the simplest one You know, and I understand that the crosshairs have gone from Kevin Patullo and they've now been whichever pointed at Kevin Patullo, or sorry, Jalen Hurts. But I do think that, and we'll get into this throughout the show, that there are schematic things at play here. I think the easiest lever and the lever that makes the most sense to pull is trying to figure out an offensive mind that can push Jalen Hurts and Nick Sirianni into a different system that works better for the way that they want to play football.
Well, and I think what you're saying also is practically it's easier to find another play caller.
Yes, than the guy who's got $55 million guaranteed next year.
Right, exactly. Now, I think we will talk about this with Mina, but like the realities of the contract, like it is pretty difficult to move on this offseason. You could do it the following offseason.
Yeah.
But if you were to get, 2 first-round picks back or something like that, all of a sudden you're more willing to take on that dead money.
Yeah, he's got $42 million guaranteed this season and $51.5 next season.
I think that really the more important question for Jeffrey Lurie is, why does this keep happening?
Yeah.
Why do we keep doing this with quarterbacks?
I'm so glad you brought this up because it is... I know. I think there are a lot of differences between Jalen Hurts and Carson Wentz, obviously, but there is like an organizational quarterback deification, enabling.
Well, I think it goes both ways because I think that part of the problem internally with Jalen is that Jalen is such a strong personality with such strong opinions himself about how things should be done, not even offensively, just in general.
Yeah.
That he doesn't play their game a little bit.
Yeah.
In a lot of different ways. And so it's easy for them to blame him for things and bristle at the notion that, oh, well, he's not doing this the Eagles way. Or something like that. And it's probably a little bit different than the Carson thing, where the Carson thing was more about, as far as I'm concerned, that was more enabling him and babying him to a different degree. Yeah. And it's almost like, like when they signed Jalen to the extension after the Super Bowl, the 2022 Super Bowl, I think the thing that you heard internally was, man, like if anyone's going to hit their ceiling, it's going to be Jalen. Like, that's the guy who's going to hit their ceiling. And I think...
And you've also heard, like, what a perfect personality for Philadelphia. He is wired exactly the way you need to be in this town.
And very quickly, in 2023... all of a sudden, behind the scenes, it was like, oh man, once he got paid, it's like, he's not exactly who we thought he was. Like, come on.
Yeah, and what's funny about it is how whatever's going on in the current moment is how they frame his personality. Like when it's going well, the fact that he's like, this is perfect. When he's not, it's, oh my God, like he's got a force field around him, and he's not rallying, and he's not open enough, and all these things, and it's like. He is the constant in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
So I guess it is a reflection of the organization as much as it is the quarterback.
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Shay brings up, the most mature 25-year-old like I've ever seen. Right.
That was after Brian Johnson got fired too, wasn't it?
Maybe.
They used his age as like, why would you ask him about Brian Johnson? He's a kid. It's
yeah. It was both.
Yeah.
Anyway, we're going to get into some of the... Let's flash up that second graphic, Lindsay, about just the pass game troubles themselves. And again, this is post-bye. He has dropped Jalen to 17th in EPA per dropback, 19th in completion percentage, 20th in dropback success rate. Now, 5th in scramble rate, and that's interesting, but 24th in scramble EPA. And to me, I think let's get into this after the break. But I will tell you why I don't think the push for Jalen to be more involved in the designed run game is precisely correct. Mm-hmm. I think it's something different. We'll tell you after this. So the other day I'm over at Mr. Lindsay's house, and I'm like, hey, congratulations, Teacher of the Year. That's awesome. We're having a good time. We're celebrating, and then we want to watch the game. Unfortunately, not a good setup. Lagging, buffering, switching apps to try to find the game. It was a total disaster. It was like I was fanfish. So we go back to my place, we watch the game, we have a good time, and we celebrate the award in proper fashion. Because when you have Xfinity, It's the perfect fan flex. You get all the action right in your living room, plus Xfinity's best picture and sound with enhanced 4K, so clear it feels like you're in the stadium. It's the ultimate sports destination. On top of that, you get real-time notifications and live stats right on your TV. It's the best seat in the house every time. So next game day, make sure that big fan isn't a big fail. Learn more at Xfinity.com. Xfinity, imagine that. Restrictions apply. Multiview requires Xfinity 4K capable TV box.
If you're a last-minute shopper like me, you know the feeling. Shelves are empty, the crowds are picking up, and the ideas are running low. That's where Aura Frames comes in clutch with a gift that feels personal. You upload photos and videos to their frames effortlessly straight from your phone and display them year-round. You can share the photos all year long. Just download the Aura app and connect to Wi-Fi. Remember, you can't wrap togetherness, but you can frame it. Whether it's that hard-to-shop for dad or the special someone in your life with picky taste, Aura Frames can give you the peace of mind to avoid those Christmas Eve shopping runs. For a limited time, you can save on the perfect gift by visiting auraframes.com to get $35 off Aura's best-selling Carver Mat frames. They're named #1 by Wirecutter. You can use the promo code PHLY at checkout. That's auraframes.com, promo code PHLY. And remember, this deal is exclusive to listeners and frames sell out fast, so order yours now to get it in time for the holidays. Support the show by mentioning us at checkout. Terms and conditions apply.
Back on the PHLY Eagles podcast. EJ Smith, how are you?
You got really close to my face there.
I bet I can get closer.
No, I would not like that. I would not enjoy that.
All right. Jalen as a runner.
Yeah.
And the idea that
I think
that's
right
what's
now
really missing.
We're getting to let's talk about how it needs to look. How they could fix it, right? Or is that not what you're going?
No, I think that's right.
Okay,
We're going to put to the side. Okay, don't bench Jalen Hurts.
Yes.
Don't be stupid.
Yeah.
Right.
Yes, I would agree with that.
Okay. So Jalen as a runner, and the idea that I think it is unfair to put on Jalen, or whether it is Jalen's decision, the team's decision, whatever it is, him running less. That's the reason that the running game is worse now. And I don't think that is a one-to-one at all. In terms of designed run rate for quarterbacks, starting quarterbacks, he's third in the league behind Justin Fields and Jackson Dart. Last year he was first. The 3 years before that he was second. It's a little bit lower. It's not that much lower. He's at 14% right now, and it was like his previous low was like 16%. It's not that far off. He's been worse at it. The team has been worse at it.
Yes. Yeah.
And some of that, even by success rate, is just the tush push hasn't been as good, right? To me, the bigger problem with Jalen's legs is the scrambling, and the scrambling success has been worse for some of those numbers that we put up before. And I think we have something else on this as well. This is actually number 4 that we have, Lindsay, the scrambling. But now this is just the past 5 weeks. And you see here,
this is the one
in negative EPA, which is nuts, even though he's scrambling at the 5th highest percentage. And that's where I don't know what the fix there is, because he doesn't look that different. There was in 2023, it was like, oh, he doesn't look the same physically. I think he looks about the same as that. And I don't know if this is he doesn't want to run as much or what it is. But to me, when the passing game itself and the structure of the routes is as underwhelming as it has been, boy, would it be nice to have Jalen being dynamic as a creator be part of a salve for the offense.
So I'm glad that we have structured this conversation this way, because I'm going to be a little alarmist here.
Okay.
The lack of efficiency on Jalen Hurts' scrambles this season, to me, that is the paradox of this version of Jalen Hurts, in a way that I don't know where you go from here.
So if you think if this part of his game is gone, then you actually would want to replace him.
What is Jalen
essentially?
Let's make this like a fundamental thing. Let's pare this all the way down. Jalen Hurts as a quarterback, what does he offer you that makes him elite? It's his athleticism. It's the fact that he can extend plays and he can make things happen out of structure. He has been at least sufficient in structure at times in his career. You know, you add in Shane Steichen in the RPO game in 2022, all of a sudden he's an elite quarterback. You add in an elite running game in 2024, and that kind of opens things up and gets him to be a better passer in structure. But like, again, let's make it like a fundamental thing. He doesn't access a third of the field very often. Like if you were going to build it, if you're going to build it like a Phillip Rivers offense, you know, Phillip Rivers is in the news. That's not a Jalen Hurts offense.
Yeah.
And
that's totally fair.
And to me, when I've watched all of Jalen's best games. His best games are when he's stiff arming a defensive end and throwing the ball on the move. It's when he dead legs the Saints defensive end and gets upfield. He is a dynamic player. You know, that is
freaky in the open field.
Yeah. Like that is what makes him special. If you're telling me that he's not going to be efficient and dynamic out of structure, he has not proven to be good enough in structure for you to feel good about the way that the offense will look. I listened.
This is my most basic, like, who knows ball take.
Yeah.
He's missing a swagger.
Well, I think there's something to that, though.
Swagger, that's what he needs.
But there's something to that because the first 3 drives against the Cowboys is pretty much the only stretch of play that we've seen since the bye week where we've gone, that looked pretty good. Like that guy, he was throwing in the middle of the field to AJ Brown for the touchdown. He's in rhythm.
Remember week 1? Remember him scrambling and being awesome in week 1?
Do you remember at halftime for the Bucs game when we talked about you talked about him being an MVP candidate? I talked about it later in the season, and look where we are now.
Yeah.
So Jalen Hurts, I do think all players are rhythm players. And, you know, Jalen has spent time with Josh McCown, who I thought did like the best job any quarterback has done, at least Eagles quarterback has explained to me in like a press setting about the importance of the first down, getting easy completions and like getting into that rhythm as a quarterback. And I do think that Jalen is a rhythm player. And I think that they've been so arrhythmic for years now. And I think that that's where you broaden the conversation to the way that they are offensively, the risk aversion that they have, but just keeping this focused on the scramble EPA. Because again, like I pulled it for myself here, like he ranked 6th last season, 33rd the year before, 13th the year before that, and 15th the year before, 34th right now.
In what?
In scramble EPA.
Okay.
Or sorry, yeah, no, scramble EPA.
33rd in what, 2023?
In 2023, he was 33rd.
Okay.
Which again speaks to what the offense looks like when he cannot produce out of structure. To me, that is the thing. Like you have to figure out how.
Yeah, I mean, because you made the joke about they don't throw to a third of the field, which is true, and
it's not a joke.
very very basically, you can't continue to strip away parts of an offense and still be successful,
especially if you're not going to be effective out of structure. Like I know Fran has made the comparison, like scramble drill completions are kind of like turnovers. Like there's just a variance in that it's not, you can't build the whole ship out of it, right? But like it has to be part of Jalen Hurts' equation.
Well, and I also do think that this is in particular something where, you know, the sky high hitch rates do affect it.
Oh, absolutely.
Because when you are designing routes that just end after 3 seconds, or then all of a sudden it becomes very difficult.
Yeah,
I mean, we saw in the very first play of the game where, you know, AJ has to turn around and then
like
just go
the Vikings
field.
game is an example.
But like if you have routes that are continuing, then all of a sudden maybe there's a better opportunity, and you're also changing the defensive structure when you do that.
Yeah, I mean, like the Vikings game is the counterpoint because like the touchdown to AJ early in the game, it was on a hitch route, and Jalen just goes
right, and that's all they do.
Go that way.
Yeah.
But like to your point, if you're running routes that attack leverage, then all of a sudden scramble drills become a little bit more dynamic. So I don't know. To me, when we were looking through numbers before the show, like the scramble EPA number for me, it's like that is like a non-starter. If you tell me that Jalen Hurts is not going to have that level of like, you know, effectiveness out of structure, I don't feel good about what this passing game is going to look like.
It's also the place where like the argument for pulling him back a little bit in the running game because of the hits he takes is fair. As a scrambler, he doesn't take hits like that. I mean, usually he runs out of bounds after getting a first down, but even if not, he's able to, you know, do his little like butt sit down in the open field. Like he doesn't take big hits when he's scrambling. It's when he's running up the middle that he takes hits.
Yeah. And I don't know. To me, the design run game.
And it's also, it goes, as we've talked about for a long time, it goes to why they're not as good against man defense right now because he's not scrambling as much.
Right. And I don't want to step on, I mean, we have a good discussion coming up with Mina about this, but to me, the design run game, the only thing about it is if you're going to pare that down, you have to be under center more. And the Eagles were good under center against the Chargers.
Yeah.
It's just
a huge difference.
It's very difficult. I mean, I've heard it for years. It's very difficult to have an effective, dominant run game from the shotgun in the modern NFL. You have to be under center more often. And, you know, I've heard from...
Or this is where you do need the quarterback to be a threat, right?
But, but if you don't want... And because I agree with you, like at some point... Well, actually, I guess I don't agree with you in the sense that I do think that the Cam Newton thing, I've made that argument before. I do think that, like, if you told me you're getting 4 or 5 more years of high-level quarterback inclusive run game play from Jalen Hurts, I'd sign up for that before I'd sign up for like 8 or 9 years of what it would look like without that stuff.
4 years of 8, 9 years, 4 years, like those are lifetimes. I'm thinking like 2 years.
Well, Jalen's in what, year 6?
Yeah.
So I'm saying 3 more years of Jalen as a part of the run game in a shotgun quarterback inclusive run offense, like a power spread offense, or you're getting 5 more years. And I'm not saying like it'd be a straw man for me to be like, the way it looks right now, I know it can look better than it does right now, but still without him as a part of the run game.
Okay. Let's very quickly, speaking to the static nature of the passing game, let's take a look at the late night in LA graphic or long night in LA that Fran put together for us. Thank you, Fran. And this goes to how ineffective Jalen was against the Chargers when holding onto the ball, and this has been a problem for a long time. You would think that a player of his creative ability would be able to create big plays, but the longer he holds onto the ball, the worse the offense gets. In this game, completed 5 of 20 passes for 99 yards and all 4 interceptions when holding the ball for longer than 2.5 seconds against the Chargers. 25% completion on those attempts, time for the lowest by any quarterback this year. And he completed, meanwhile, 16 of 20 of his quick throws for 141 yards. And LA blitzed the most in a game that they have this season. So, to some degree, the book is out here.
Yeah. I want to just something in the chat. Real Prince Blue saying that, because I think it's important to address this. I think it's important to not pretend that this isn't a thing. There are tropes about black quarterbacks not being able to read a defense or not being smart enough to play this way. That is not what I'm getting at here. I think it is just a reality. If you've watched Jalen Hurts, he's not a timing thrower or an anticipation thrower. So you can't access a third of the field that way. And you have to be able to, you can't access it with regularity that way. You have to be able to supplement that somehow. That is what I'm saying. I'm not saying Jalen Hurts is clearly a very smart quarterback.
Of course.
He's clearly, he's talked about being a triple threat and that being important to him. So again, it's not an intelligence thing. It's not even necessarily like a processing thing. It is just the reality of like what you've seen Jalen Hurts, how we've seen Jalen Hurts play the position.
And I know the throw he makes to Devontae on that in overtime, the 3rd and long.
Yeah.
It's the one where it's like, it's such a tease because if he could just make that throw, and that's the anticipation, that's placement, that's middle of the field. And it's like who out there is going to be able to get him to do that on a more consistent basis?
Right, because I was going to say how much of it is coaching, how much of it is the confidence to do it more often, and how much of it is the coaching staff saying those are risky throws, because that is a risky throw. But you've seen it. You've seen it in glimpses. He's capable.
And it's not even it has to be. This is one where it's got to be coached in. It's not. This is a risky throw. It's like this is not a throw we want you to make. This is a throw you need to make.
Yeah, exactly. So to me, it's not really a reflection of, like, again, Jalen's intelligence. It is more just he is. I think Fran has said it. Like, he is an incomplete like player at times. It is difficult to evaluate because there are certain things that he just doesn't do.
But you can have an elite offense with him in the way that he is incomplete.
Yeah.
It's just that
and
you need to lean into certain
most quarterbacks are incomplete. Most like 2/3, more than 2/3 of the league's quarterbacks, starting quarterbacks, have deficiencies, have things that they are not elite at or not whatever, even proficient at.
Yeah.
So that's the coaching staff.
Of course.
That is that's what the money's for, right? Like, to figure out, like, okay, how do we build around their strengths and minimize their weaknesses, as Britton Covey would say.
Yeah. So you don't think that he needs to turn into a gym rat He needs to be.
I thought you were going to be like, you don't think he needs to start playing running back or something or play wide out.
Yeah.
No, I do not think that.
Whatever trope you want to use. Yeah.
Turn into a gym rat. Jalen is like a coach on the field, I imagine.
Coach on the field, yeah.
He's
surprisingly articulate.
Oh man, I've lived that one. I have lived that one. Bro. Oh my god.
All right, let's use that to take a quick break. Hear from some sponsors. On the other side, Mina Kimes joins us to talk about all of these different things and maybe some other stuff. Stick around. Elkins Chevrolet is run by three brothers, real brothers, and big Eagles fans. So this holiday season, they are making sure you get a deal that will feel just as good as a win. Maybe even better if it's been too long since the Eagles have won and you've known what that feels like. So go to Elkins Chevrolet because they've got a great big inventory of Chevy trucks and SUVs, and there's no better time to grab one at a price that won't last. Whether it's getting to the game, to work, or hitting the holiday road, you will roll into the new year in the perfect ride at the perfect price. Elkins Chevrolet, real brothers, real deals, and you know what else? A whole lot of honking good service. Elkins Chevrolet, Route 73 South in Marlton, New Jersey. Shop now at elkinschevrolet.com. Together, let's drive.
All right, sports fans, listen up. The holidays are here. You know, the Christmas lights are out, the snow. Maybe we get some snow in the forecast coming up. That means that it is the perfect time to get your finances back in shape as well. I've been checking out my credit score lately, and let me tell you, if you're a member at TrueMark Financial Credit Union, you've already got a serious edge. They've got this free tool called the Savvy Money app right inside their online banking and mobile app. I use it myself. Seriously, it's like having your own financial coach in your pocket. You can check your credit score anytime without taking a hit, get tips on how to improve it, and even get alerts if anything changes. That's what I call playing smart defense with your money. So if you're already on Team TrueMark, fire up the app and check out the Savvy Money tool today. If you're not a member yet, what are you waiting for? Step up your financial game. Swing by one of their 24 branches or visit truemark.com/PHLY to open an account. TrueMark Financial Credit Union is federally insured by the NCUA.
All right, we are back in the PHLY Eagles podcast, joined as we are every other week by the great Mina Kimes of ESPN and the Mina Kimes Show featuring Lenny. Mina, how are you?
I'm doing okay. I was trying to, as I thought about doing this show this morning, I tried to figure out like what the like. I was a little nervous. I'm not gonna lie, because it feels like not going to the dentist because you guys are like the dentist, but like
we get it. We get it.
It's entering a space where you know the vibes aren't great, is how I would put it. It's like going to a party and you know everyone there is. Funeral maybe is a better. I don't know. Anyway,
it's like it's like an engagement party, but you know that the couple is not gonna last.
Yes, love that. Perfect analogy. Because also, like an engagement party, the teams probably go to the playoffs, right? We know that, but
so here is my optimistic case, specifically about the passing game.
Okay.
Because that was that terrible, right?
Yeah.
But we did see them do some different things.
Yes.
In the structure of the passing game, and I think it is more likely that they're going to be at a league average level in the playoffs where it matters following this than they would have been just staying the course with sort of the static passing game that they had before. And so maybe over the course of the next 4 weeks, if they can just lean into this a little bit more and, I don't know, throw one interception a game, and maybe it'll be good enough.
I think you have, I think, correctly framed the optimist. There's a few things here that I think you could take for Eagles fans if you're optimistic. Let me paint a picture. One, you're right. They tried some stuff in the passing game in particular. I think that first inbreaker to AJ Brown was in the first quarter. Am I remembering that correctly? It was like a day, and I did like one of these when they did it. Right. And then he hit it, the Devontae one at the end.
Which was a great throw.
Best throw of his season.
Yeah.
So yeah, they're trying some stuff in the passing game. That's good. Two, Jalen Hurts normally is not a turnover machine. He is not he's actually very nervous about turning the ball over, sometimes to his own detriment. So what we saw there is not likely to happen again. Three, Hurts, I think, is more likely to use his legs in the playoffs. That's obviously entirely speculative, but would be a great deal of help to the run game, in my opinion. And four, Lane Johnson's coming back at some point, right?
Yes.
So I think you could definitely make a case we have seen the low. This is the low. Now, that's a dangerous thing to say.
Very dangerous. And as
catching a fallen knife.
Yes, and as Fran reminded us this week, it felt that way 2 years ago when the Cardinals were coming in in the middle of that collapse, and it was like, okay, well, this will be the get right game. They can. This was when they'll turn it around, and obviously that was not the case, and it got even worse. So it does feel that way, but we have been there before. Go ahead, AJ.
It's also is it a coincidence that the Eagles tried some different things conceptually in the passing game, and it coincided with one of Jalen Hurts' probably his worst game in his career. So, Mina, I want to know what you think. What was your takeaway watching Jalen's performance against the Chargers, and kind of how these two things interact with each other, the way that they played offensively and how Jalen performed?
Yeah, that's a great question. I think you'd have to think back to all of the individual turnovers and what happened, right? And it's hard. There were so many.
Yes.
So the Deshaun Hand one is the kind of, it's something that Hurts has struggled with over the course of his career, in my opinion, which is simulated pressures. And it was a great pressure design. I think they showed the linebacker, showed blitz, Hand dropped out, sort of did a little coffee house. And then it was Henley who came. Jalen felt the heat. He didn't even look, right? We've seen him make these mistakes versus type fire zone types pressures. So I don't think that's really like about, I know if I remember correctly, it was like AJ Brown, like on a little juke on the inside.
Yeah.
And
yep.
It's not
and
like,
he was just sort of sitting there. Yeah.
Sitting there. Yeah. The AJ Brown tipped one was, I thought, as much on AJ Brown. I don't know. I'm sure you guys broke them down.
I think that's totally fair. He thinks it was a little bit more of a hospital ball.
I do think it was,
but he's still got to catch the ball.
It was a hospital ball,
yeah,
but
he needs to make a better effort.
Yeah. You're AJ
I think
Brown,
both things can be true.
Centaur, you make $30 million a year. The final one, to go to that one, yeah, that's a bad decision. It's also an amazing defensive play.
It's such a good play.
I was like, this is one of the best, like, incredible. Now, again, so Cam Hart's like a really big, long corner.
He's got like 98 percentile arm length. Like, it's like, this is it actually showing up.
Yeah, and then it was a great play by Jefferson too, and Khalil Mack. So that was very uncharacteristic of Hurts. But to go back to your original question, I don't think him forcing that particular throw reflected any evolution of that's a concept that they run all the time, and the Chargers knew that.
He said that after
you know why that play drives me crazy? I'm sorry to cut you off, Mina.
No,
because it's not an RPO. He's not even reading Khalil Mack.
Yeah,
it's handing it off there. From what I understand, talking to people is not even an option there. It's just play action. And it's there for him to hand it off. I don't even understand why that would be in the playbook.
Interesting. Yeah, because I was screaming hand it off, and that's fascinating. Yeah, especially on first down, right?
On first down.
Yeah, I know. The Eagles play, I think this is another aspect of this. They're calling plays right now with the belief that the run game is bad. And it is bad. So even, it's hard. It's such a constricted offense because you have a bad run game and a quarterback who's not willing to throw over the middle of the field very consistently. Are those things going to change in the playoffs? Probably not. But I think, to go back to your original optimistic framing, you don't need to do those things to a large extent. You just need to find a way to throw the middle field a few times to make them actually respect it.
Yeah.
And there's other things you can do. Ben Solak and I talked about the Eagles on my Tuesday pod. People go check it out, youtube.com/@Mina Kimes. And we're going to, continue previewing them throughout the season. But he mentioned, getting Barkley involved in the passing game feels like a lever to pull against these types of defenses. I actually think, who do they have this week? It's the
Raiders.
Okay, well, you can do anything against the Raiders. I mean, it is not, it's not like, this is the one thing. I actually think I looked this up, though, because I was curious. so we started doing this matchup. Yeah, so the Raiders are 25th in DVOA on passes to defensive or running backs, pardon me.
Okay.
So good opportunity here to get that going against this team. The linebackers are not good in coverage. They're not good in anything. So it's not like this is the one weakness of the Raiders. But I just think moving forward, that's something that they can do. I would love to see them this weekend get in their heavier groupings because the Raiders almost exclusively play that with base. And again, you can really throw on these linebackers. So this to me is a good weekend to look, you're obviously probably going to win this game because the Raiders offense is so outmatched against your defense. But let's see if we can get some easy buttons in this offense versus a defense that will allow you to push them.
Where are you with Jalen big picture? Because that has been the conceit of the show today. And as the Eagles, let's be optimistic and say they win a playoff game and then lose. Okay, that's the arc of their season, and it's they come back a little bit, but the season as a whole is a little bit of a disappointment. Where are you with just roster building and the franchise trajectory with Jalen Hurts as the quarterback?
So Ben and I had this conversation too, and I brought up Tanner McKee, and as bold as this front office has been with regards to the quarterback position, looking at Hurts' contract, I do find it very unlikely that they move on this season, off season. Not talking about in season, it's obviously not a thing.
Yeah.
Talking about this off season. I think it's unlikely. Again, it's just, you can look up the contract. It's very
penal. Yeah.
Very penal. I think
in theory, there's a cost where it would be worth it, but it is unlikely that were to be matched.
So I think that what's required here is some honesty about what it takes for a Jalen Hurts offense to succeed consistently. And it's all also complicated by the fact that the two best games of his career are Super Bowls.
Right.
And I mentioned late stage Russell Wilson because I think earlier in his career, Russell Wilson had the mobility where this wasn't a factor. But Russell Wilson had similarities insofar as he didn't really throw over the middle of the field very much. And because of that, the Seahawks really struggled when they were unable to run the ball because they weren't able to get the coverages that allowed them to attack one-on-ones outside. I think for Philadelphia, you're not going to change the quarterback this offseason, but you have to figure out everything in your power to fix this run game because the quarterback is good. And I don't want to make it sound like he's like a terrible quarterback and you got to...
Sure.
With a good run game, I actually think he can still be elite. But I think without a good run game to get defenses out of certain coverages, you're going to see similar struggles moving forward.
The tricky thing there is you probably need to be an under center team to be an elite running team, especially with what we've seen from Jalen Hurts not being as big a part of the run game. Right, and it's not something that Jalen's comfortable with. So that becomes the next question then. Can you be an elite shotgun run team, or can you get Jalen to be more comfortable under center to access those single high looks?
That brings the other thing I would say. It's a really good point by you. Also, just like they need to bring in, this is something we talked about too, an offensive mind from an under center run system. I truly believe that, who can reinvent this, because right now they don't seem to have the capacity in-house to reinvent this run. I know they're trying stuff, 6 offensive linemen, whatever, but that to me has to be the priority this offseason. Can we build an under center rushing attack? And frankly, it's not just, it's funny, the Chiefs as well, right? I said similar things about them on Monday when we talked about them losing, but I do think that's true for Philadelphia. Absolutely.
The defense was awesome. We don't need to spend too much time there.
Right. Like
but
what a waste of a performance. Tough.
I know.
I have a fun defensive question, a fun framing. This was bouncing around the Eagles auditorium today with all the media types. Who do you think is the defensive MVP? Most valuable player, not like most outstanding, not most impactful, most valuable player for the defense.
Cooper DeJean.
I said Cooper DeJean as well. I think there's 2 other contenders here.
Okay. I mean, Quinyon is a contender.
Quinyon,
Mitchell, yeah.
Jordan Davis.
Jordan
Davis was so good on Monday Night Football, and if they had won that game somehow, like in a 16-3,
structurally,
the player
like
who I would have highlighted.
What they do defensively, they can't do it without him, right?
I think you could say the same about DeJean.
That was my argument. Yeah.
My framing on, I said this earlier this week, Mina. My framing on Jordan Davis is relative to expectation entering the season. he has had the best season on the team.
I think that's right. I mean, he was good last year, but yeah, he's had a leap. He was he's in the best shape of his life. All right, man.
Right, which he has been the last couple of years, but yeah.
And it's gratifying. I loved him so much as a prospect. I really did, and the arc of his career has been fun to watch, and I think Fangio has been a really good pairing with his skill set. But yeah, DeJean was unbelievable in this last game. I was laughing like watching him break up passes to Lad McConkey.
Of course, like don't throw a white guy at me. I mean,
like who's insulted by this more, right? It was, but he's awesome. I mean, Mitchell is basically, I mean, NGS nearest defender stats. You can grab anything. He's just been an absolute shutdown corner. There's really a lot of really good players. But yeah, I think Davis is a good call.
So let's say the Eagles don't really change that much, and they are who they look like they are entering the playoffs. Is there any other team in the projected NFC field who you think they can beat?
Yeah, 100%. Let me pull up the field.
You got the Niners. You got the Bears.
Okay, so yeah, I absolutely think you guys are grim. I mean, the teams are flawed.
We started optimistic.
Okay, I'm going to pull it up. So I wouldn't pick them over the Rams, of course. I wouldn't pick them over the Packers, even though
they beat them.
I mean, they could, I just think the Packers have unlocked something with the offense over the last few weeks that feels sustainable. Bucks absolutely can beat the Bucks. Have you guys watched the Bucks lately?
Ooh. Sure,
but
that would be they probably wouldn't even get to play them until an NFC Championship game, just because the seedings would be.
These things will shake out. Okay, the Seahawks. I would pick the Seahawks at this point. They can, but that Seahawks defense, I feel like it would be a nightmare for Hurts. Just the style of play. The Niners defense is incredibly gettable right now. They don't have a pass rush. The corners would be really outmatched against Philadelphia's receivers. So I think that's a winnable game.
Okay.
The Bears run game would be a problem in the playoffs, obviously. But on the other side of the ball, I got smoked for putting out a clip that was like the Eagles should be able to run on Chicago. And I put should. I didn't say will. But Bears fans wrecked me. It was a clip. Pork Ben was in the clip too. That clip, we got ratioed into the earth because of how bad that looked.
That's good engagement.
I do think it's a winnable game. They could figure things out. Lions and Panthers. Yeah, so I do think a lot of these games are absolutely possible.
It's a good vibe check. Go ahead.
All right, really quick. We just need the in-law temperature check. We'd be remiss if we missed this. Who's in the crosshairs right now?
This is a lot of stuff about Christmas. Okay. No. Okay. She only sent me one text she sent me the emoji where the guy's like eyes are like this and he's like,
yeah.
And then she just wrote one text in all caps, the word weak.
Oh man.
Weak,
so it's not even like
period.
They've disappointed her so much that she's not even engaging quite as much. That's how bad it's been.
It's pretty grim right now. Yeah. Woof.
All right, I have one more thing for you, Mina. I want to throw my take at you that I've talked about here about television, since I know that there are lots of TV shows that you watch. TV to me, lately, one season's all I need. Like the second seasons of all the good prestige shows that I've enjoyed the first seasons of, you've told your story. I'm good.
What's the show that's making you feel that Stranger Things or?
Oh, Stranger Things is like that's long gone. I mean, for instance, I'm loving Pluribus. Loving it.
Love it. By the way, if you guys, I have a TV podcast too called Viewer Discretion where we recap Pluribus. So go check that out.
That's what I'm trying to get you to plug here. But to me, I'm not sure I'm gonna need a second season of Pluribus.
That's a unique show.
Yeah, it's Vince Gilligan.
But I think most shows are like that.
Hasn't Vince Gilligan earned the benefit of the doubt here?
You've told your story. Now you're just giving the character something to do.
You don't want to see the second season of The Chair Company and see what the hell. Did you watch that show? The ending was insane.
I haven't gotten to the ending yet.
I'm not spoiling it, but it's
but I don't know,
very,
like Severance, for instance. I felt no urge to watch the second season of Severance. You know what?
I
get it.
I agree with
You've
your
built a
take.
great world. You've told your story. I don't know.
You're picking bad shows as the
Maybe it's
examples
getting
here.
older, and I don't know. That's my general take.
This is excellent.
I think there's a lot to this because I think now that somebody I'm sure has looked this up, but the time between them feels so long.
I think that's
Yes.
part of
Some
it for
these
sure.
shows, the Stranger Things being the, but some of my favorite TV shows seasons of all time were second seasons.
But have they been recently?
Something recent. That's a good question. 'Cause
Right?
I
Like,
was
yeah, I mean, I
Halt and
like
Catch Fire
The Wire
season 2
season
and
4 as
3.
much as the next guy, but
Right, yeah, something. I'm excited to watch Fallout season 2, which comes out next week. Do you
Okay.
guys watch that?
I know that's also on my list. I
Amazon.
haven't watched that yet.
It's good. And that one I feel like has a lot of story to tell. I think that's just the thing. Do you actually have story to tell?
Yeah.
And is there source material for that?
I think they're all based on they're based on the video games, and there's a lot of
So I think that is a little bit different. Maybe I'm just moving the goalposts. But if there's source material,
fair.
the story has already been written. You know what I mean?
Okay.
For instance, now this is different because this also had source material, but one of my favorite shows of the past 5 years is, now I'm forgetting the name. The post-apocalyptic.
The
The Last of Us?
No. HBO.
There's so many post-apocalyptic
I know,
shows.
I know.
It's hard to.
Westworld?
Walking
The traveling band of actors.
Station 11.
Station 11. I love Station 11. Got it in, got it out. Like beautifully told.
That
I don't you know.
That book is somewhere behind me. It's an excellent book that people should read. I don't know where it is, but go read Station 11's book. It's amazing.
And a key difference in the book and the
okay,
show.
so here's another. I want to. Yeah, there are some really interesting differences. I want to. Season 2 of The Pit. I'm really interested in seeing.
Okay.
Because but it's such a different kind of show. It's like
Totally
the last remaining prestige procedural, or the only one.
Yeah.
I am so amped because I loved season 1 of that show. That feels like a show where you could just do multiple seasons, though.
I agree with that. It is also like my I mean, we're taking your time here, but my viewing experience of The Pit was basically, it was like a superhero show for Noah Wyle.
Yeah. Yeah. We burned through like 5 of those in like one night. I was like, I gotta see
I know
what happens next.
You know what's funny is that was
relentless
I did that with my, at the time, like 3-week-old daughter just sleeping on my chest. Like it was like the very beginning, and we would pound through like 4 episodes.
I can't watch The Pit. It's too unsettling. It's
it's great.
It's like
really.
Yeah,
it's upsetting at times.
I don't do like real world like horror shows. Like Law and Order, I'm out. Can't watch it. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, Law and Order SVU, like I cannot watch that show.
Well, he's also scared of rings. So
okay, well, I would say White Lotus is a good case for what you're saying, because the last season I thought was really bad.
Yeah.
I thought the second season was good, though.
Second season of White Lotus is excellent.
It's pretty good.
Yeah, it's very
The
good.
Diplomat that got better. I'm looking at the Golden Globes nominees. The
Okay.
Diplomat actually got better, if you guys have watched that. Slow Horses, I actually have not watched the
Ooh,
latest
Slow Horses
season.
is
Slow
good
Horses.
throughout.
Oh.
It's consistent.
A case for a show that really should have just been one season. People don't like this take. The Bear.
Oh, totally agree.
Yeah, yep. Totally agree.
Ooh.
They're out of story. They're just making it up.
Yeah. Listen, I'm glad for the health of the television business that everybody has jobs to extend the shows, but you're just giving the character like, oh, this character hasn't met with this character before. Let's give them an episode.
They're
like,
too busy, which is why the shows take so long to come out. So
yeah. All right.
Check out viewer discretion is the name of the podcast. If you want to hear us talk about Pluribus, I love Pluribus.
Oh, it's excellent. It's been so good.
All right.
So good.
Mina Kimes, thank you so much. Thank you for spending time. We will talk to you in a couple weeks. Happy holidays. Weeknight dinners in December could not be more hectic. I mean, we got school pickup. You got a nutcracker practice. We got Eagles doing weird stuff. Can you believe they benched Jalen Hurts? Unbelievable. How am I supposed to make dinner after reacting to that on an emergency podcast? No. That's why Factor is what you need. More variety, more meals, so that you can choose a wider selection of weekly meal options, including premium seafood choices like salmon and shrimp. You can support your wellness goals. You can savor global flavors. You get quick, you get delicious, and you get cheap. That's right. So eat smart at factormeals.com/PHLY50 off and use code PHLY50 off to get 50% off your first box plus free breakfast for 1 year. Get delicious, ready-to-eat meals delivered with Factor. Offer only valid for new Factor customers with code and qualifying auto-renewing subscription purchase.
Here is a fact that shocked me. Mitsubishi Motors is #1 in customer satisfaction with dealer service among mainstream brands and SUV owners. That's not me saying it either. That's JD Power. If you're looking for the most affordable 7-passenger SUV in America, CherryHillMitsubishi.com has you covered with the 2025 Mitsubishi Outlander. Take advantage of their 0% for 60-month APR financing for PA residents only. Combine that with the best warranty in the automotive business, 10 years, 100,000-mile powertrain, and 5 years, 60,000-mile bumper-to-bumper. Why settle for a lesser warranty and be on the hook for costly repairs down the road? Stop in today, tell them PHLY sent you, and receive a $100 restaurant.com gift card just for taking a test drive or completing an appraisal. I know people buy Mitsubishis elsewhere. I just don't know why. Drive home your new Mitsubishi today, just minutes from all bridges or available online 24/7 at CherryHillMitsubishi.com.
Hello! We're back on the PHLY Eagles podcast. Wulf and EJ Smith. How you doing?
I'm doing well. I enjoyed our conversation with Mina. I agreed with most of your TV takes, but I thought you picked bad shows as your examples for like only need one season. Like Pluribus is very good, and Vince Gilligan deserves the benefit of the doubt there.
Sure, but
Succession's really good.
I'm gonna lose interest. I'm gonna lose steam.
Most shows I agree with you. Like Barry. Oh my god, we've talked about this before.
Barry, great example.
Yeah, one season was enough. Westworld 1.5
is like the
seasons.
ultimate example. Completely off the rails.
Yeah.
This is part of, I think, maturing for me.
Here we go.
No, this is serious. I used to feel like I was a completionist. Like I needed to take everything to the end. And I feel like I'm happy that I've reached a point where if I'm not feeling it anymore, I don't have to watch that thing. I don't have to, that does not need to be on my plate.
I respect that. I think it's it's mature in that you're evaluating your time and you're trying to be efficient with your time. But Succession is not an example of a show that you should be out halfway through.
There's some exceptions. I'm happy that I watched Succession.
I'm watching season 1 of Stranger Things, right? I'm on season 2. We'll see if I make it all the way through that one.
Yeah, good luck.
Oh,
I don't know. Perfect example. I enjoyed Stranger Things season 1. That's all I got. That's all I got in me.
Sorry, I don't know what's going on with me. We were just talking about the name of the show escaped me. Stranger Things. Okay. No, that's what it was. There were so many S shows in my head. I was like, which one are we just talking about?
Seinfeld.
Stranger Things is like, it crosses the line of too creepy for me to watch. I'm making the exception.
Oh, why?
It's too creepy. Because my wife really wanted me to watch it. I enjoyed season 1. Watching scary stuff on the plane is good because like you're on a plane. Like what's gonna happen to you?
Don't watch Hijack.
Is it inappropriate?
The, Idris Elba.
What do you do?
Movie.
Oh yeah, well that would be that would see that's
show,
an example.
not a movie. Show.
That was good, and that was one season.
Yeah.
Wow. Look at us, full circle right there.
All right, we've got some super chats to get to.
I've got stories from LA too that we have to get to at some point.
Real Prince Blue. Jalen isn't quarterbacky enough. This goes back to the earlier discussion. To the good old boys club. Also, how weird it is that the worst performances is positive to his detractors scheme wise. I feel like we've already addressed.
Yeah, I don't think like there are people
racial undertones here.
Yeah, there are people who will criticize Jalen Hurts in that manner. I think that there's. I mean, the whole point of the show today was that it's going to be a nuanced discussion. I think. I think we've acknowledged that that's an argument out there, but it's not necessarily what there's criticism that's independent of that.
Cash Squatch. Herbert, 4 interceptions in the playoffs last year. Mahomes, 3 last week. And yet, no benching conversation. Feels like a uniquely Philly cultural experience. That's the thing. I don't think that is unfair. It is ridiculous to have a conversation about benching Jalen Hurts right now.
Yeah, I agree. I don't think like we needed to.
It's preposterous.
We need to put it to the side because I think that it is a daunting question on how they're going to fix it, which is like what we're talking about. But yeah, the benching. I was surprised how quickly it got to like,
It's
are
crazy.
they going to bench? Should they
crazy.
bench Jalen Hurts? Like Nick Sirianni's being asked about it. That
But-
was surprising.
I do think in the beginning of the show you were unfair to Tanner McKee. Tanner McKee is a top 15 quarterback in the NFL, full stop.
Okay. I know.
Is.
I'm not going to.
Not could be.
Is. Okay. I'm not going to I'm not going to rain on your parade. And you know what else? I don't want to rain on.
Bovertime.
No, why?
Well, you don't get to just do it.
Right now. I set it up. I was the one who got us to overtime, and then you stole the glory. Oh.
It's mine.
No. You know what?
It's not called EJ time.
Overtime had a good run. I think it's overtime again. Screw overtime.
Okay.
Oh man. That was awful. I can't believe you did that to me.
What do you mean? It was an alley-oop. You set it up, I threw it down.
I
thought that's what was going on.
It was a self alley-oop. You like pushed me out of the
That's selfish
air
of you.
and grabbed it and dunked it.
That's selfish of
You
you.
move overtime every day.
No, it's supposed to be a teamwork deal.
No. You were gonna miss it too.
I was not. Never missed it. CDP. If Jalen stays, does that mean AJ stays next year? I don't see how trading one of the three people he's comfortable throwing to helps the passing game. Good point.
It's a fair point. I think it's a good question for AJ. I found it very notable that Hard Knocks included a clip of Jalen and AJ talking and laughing at practice. Like we didn't hear what they were talking about, but they did have the clip of them having an exchange. Not a heated exchange for the
nice
super fans.
Yeah, that's good. Musa, who's less likely to be here in 2027? Nick or Jalen? Good question.
That is a really good question.
2027, 2 years from now.
I'm probably going to go Jalen.
You think he's less likely?
No, I think he's sorry.
You think Jalen is more likely?
I think Jalen is more likely to be
I agree
here.
that Jalen is more likely to be here in 2 years.
I think.
But I think you could make a case.
Oh, absolutely.
I think you could make a case that Jalen is less likely to be here next year.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's the right framing. They're like, if you told me that there's going to be a surprise,
One of them is leaving this offseason.
It's probably
more likely to be Jalen.
Yeah, and it's probably like a sensational quarterback trade where it's like, oh my god, I can't believe that they did that. Although space for Tanner McKee lovers out there, maybe it would be a Tanner McKee move, but yeah, I think if we're looking at 27, I'm not saying either are likely for the record, but Nick I think is under more scrutiny, like with the way things are right now. And I think it's going to take another year of it being this way for anything to happen. And I also think I've always said, like, the way that Nick coaches, I always want to bake in the possibility for burnout. Like, he is such a passionate coach. Not to say he can't do it forever, but I do wonder if that ever will manifest.
Well, and by the way, if you want to get really cynical about, like, you want to move on from Jalen, benching him is going to tank that value.
Yeah.
Right?
So just sneak trade. Things happen so fast in this sport, by the way. It's insane. Like, the guy was a Super Bowl MVP less than a year ago. Speaking of things happening fast, can I bring a little soccer talk to the table?
Okay.
Have you been following this Mo Salah stuff?
Not really. I saw a headline.
It is crazy. He's one of the best players in the world. He's an icon. He's an icon at Liverpool. And like, it seems like they're going to have to sell him because he's like pissed off at the manager.
Why would they choose the manager?
That's a good question. Apparently Liverpool are not they are like the.
What is he pissed at?
They're like the Steelers. They don't like to fire their coach.
Okay. What is he pissed at?
He's been
Arne Slot.
Is that how you pronounce that?
I don't know. I'm asking.
I think it's Arnie Slot. That's how. Well, British people mispronounce everybody's name. Okay. So actually, I don't know how you.
Arnie Slot. That sounds too Midwestern.
British people call Emiliano Martinez Emmy Martinez. So
okay.
they don't deserve the benefit of that. We were talking about this before.
Sloot. I think Sloot is probably right.
Kind of hitting my ear wrong, but it's overtime. We're good.
Egg Sloot.
Yeah, he's mad at the fact that he's not playing right now because Liverpool are playing terribly and they took him out of the starting 11, but he's not playing well. So it's just crazy. Like, the guy was like they won the title because of him last year. Parallels.
Don't mess with a salute.
Aston Villa, third in the table, by the way.
Sean Wolford. Elliott started the season 7 for 7. Thought he was fixed from last year. Then he missed a field goal in 3 straight games after the long snapper went on injured reserve. Now the original long snapper is back. Do we know how much changing the long snapper impacted the field goal operation?
Shout out to our friend Deniz, who likes football so much that he posted all of the long snaps from Cal Adamitis against the Chargers. The only one that stood out to me was a bad one on a punt. So I don't know if the long snapper is really
He's
a foot
getting
here.
scapegoated, but
Yeah, I mean,
Hewlett, baby.
yeah, he's back.
Hugh,
They
let
opened
the
his practice
dogs
window
out.
today.
Hugh.
They opened Charlie Hewlett's practice window. Another Charlie Hewlett fact, I'm pretty sure he sits in my seat in the auditorium.
Interesting.
The Hard Knocks cameras show like where everybody sits.
Interesting that you don't sit in his seat. He sits in your seat.
Yeah, I mean, I'm there all the time.
As he was not?
I feel possessive. I chose, this is a parallel with my airplane preferences. I chose the last seat in the row because I don't want to feel cramped. I want to be able to lean out. And then when you sit there, you get the occasional Nick Sirianni shoulder smack, which is just an occupational hazard of the seat.
Okay.
You're also in the firing line for the basketball hoop that is above your head.
Okay.
But I like the seat.
So you chose the seat so that you would get the slap from Nick?
No, I don't. I mean, the slap from Nick, again, it's an occupational hazard.
Okay. Fresh Prince. Please tell me y'all saw the Hard Knocks clip about wearing seatbelts on a plane.
This was good.
Also, Devontae's plane crash solution was hilarious.
So, did you see it?
I haven't watched it.
Devontae was making the argument, like, why do they make you wear seatbelts on a plane? If you need that seatbelt, it's over regardless.
Yeah.
Which I think is a strong take.
Right.
I can
But it's not
appreciate
for the
that.
crash, it's for turbulence.
Yeah, but like also like who's falling out of their seat from turbulence? Now I knock on wood have never experienced turbulence that bad. That like my seat.
There must be there is some level of crash or tough landing where it does come into play.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean the general.
I honestly they probably enforce it mostly because like they don't want people walking around. And the seatbelt is like the universal sign that you can't get up.
What was his solution?
He said that if the plane was going to crash, he would try to jump out of the plane at the very last second and try and like hit the ground running.
It's like if the elevator is falling, you're going to jump up in the air right when you think it's going to hit the ground.
I mean, I guess.
I don't think that's going to work, but
yeah. Devontae's funny. Like, I wish that we saw
Absolutely.
that side of him more. Although, which camera? We were on this camera? This camera? I am on to you, Devontae. This juicer talk, we know the endorsement's coming. We know it's coming. Like, come on. He did this with Wawa.
He did do this with Wawa. Yeah.
Like, all of a sudden, he's just really into Wawa.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, he's going to be sponsored by a juicer company by the end of the week.
You're absolutely right. Pat Phoenix. Mina made the point that the Eagles need to hire an OC from an under center system to work with Jalen. Does anyone specific come to mind?
Oh, that's a good question.
Now, we have seen a lot of chatter in the chat about your boy, Mike McDaniel. There's too many Mikes. Every coach is named Mike. If the Dolphins move on. But I feel like the relationship between him and Vic Fangio is not very good.
But does that matter?
Yeah.
I'm not saying that I think he's the answer. Honestly, like, I don't know. I know that the McVay-Shanahan tree, like, they like, honestly, they
How about
like
Rich Scangarello?
Mary the run in the pass, baby. I know that's a very different offense. And honestly, like, you want to talk about like quarterbacky, like they prefer, like Mac Jones is like their gaze a lot of the time. So I don't know if that works, but I don't know. I do think it would be fun to see what this team would look like if they were like an outside zone team, like an under center outside zone team.
All right, you've got some LA stories.
Yeah, so I got 2 stories from the road. I want your takes on both of them. The first one is, this is good that we're in overtime. I mean, it's an anatomical thing. It's fine.
I'm
Do
interested.
you know what colostrum is?
Yes.
So I went for a nice walk in Manhattan Beach. This is a good setup for the story because now you're wondering how I'm gonna land this plane.
Yeah.
So I walked, long walk. I'm on the phone with my wife. I'm having a nice time taking pictures, and I go to a smoothie place. It's like a very well reviewed smoothie place. I want to get something before I get back to the hotel, and the smoothie was like ridiculously expensive. Like it was like $20. And I did not order a couple of smoothies on the menu because I'm like, these are like, they got stuff in here. Like, I don't want like cold brew or like stuff in my smoothie. I just want like a fruit smoothie. So I order the smoothie, drinking it, enjoying it. I send a picture of the smoothie and the menu item to Julia, and she's like, what is colostrum doing in your smoothie?
Yeah.
And I'm like, I don't know what that is. Like, should I be worried? So I Google it. I learn what it is. And then I'm like thinking like, there's no way that's what's in my smoothie. Like the color is all different. Like it doesn't make any sense. And then I realized that it's like a health nut thing. It's like cow colostrum.
Cow colostrum. Okay.
Colostrum. Is that how you pronounce it?
So.
I was unfamiliar with colostrum before this, but the smoothie was good.
Okay.
So that's probably what I was paying for, right?
I guess so. Sounds expensive.
It was expensive. It was a very expensive smoothie. So, would you not have ordered it if you had seen that on the menu?
Probably not. Certainly not paying extra for it.
I mean, I live to tell. I think it's like a health nut thing. I think like it's like got good nutritional value.
Okay.
But yeah, I guess I needed to read the menu item a little bit closer.
Okay, that's pretty funny. Lindsay, your thoughts? You were laughing over there.
I would never drink that.
Well, it was like $18. So
Oh my God, for a smoothie? I wouldn't do that. I don't care if it had gold in it. I wouldn't pay $18 for a smoothie.
The smoothie was good. That's all I'll say. It wasn't like, it didn't affect the taste of the smoothie.
Well, of course not.
Yeah.
But it's not gonna dominate the taste with a bunch of other fruits.
But like the 10 seconds where I didn't realize it was cow colostrum were really tough.
I was thinking
like,
who's how are they supplying
how are
it?
they harvesting that?
Well, the menu did not specifically say that it was cow colostrum. It just said colostrum.
Yeah.
So yeah.
EJ, did you know that like people who are breastfeeding, like if they don't have enough, they'll get like donor milk from other people who are breastfeeding and like give it to their kid?
Wait. They get it, so they give that to their kid. Interesting.
It's like somebody else's.
I thought you were about to say that they drank it, and I was like, so you can drink it.
Yeah, you can drink.
I mean, you could drink your own.
I guess you could drink it.
It's also
It'd be weird what you get from a smoothie place, though.
Sure. There are stories of like, I remember hearing a story of like they were leaving the country or something like that, and they couldn't make use of all this stored up milk, and so they gave the kids a bath in it because it has like restorative.
Yeah, I've heard that.
Powers otherwise, but yeah.
Well, I did not feel particularly restored, but
yeah, I don't think one smoothie with cow colostrum is going to all of a sudden change how you feel.
Well, then why am I paying for it?
How do we know it's not like? How do we know it's not just like in milk?
That's a good point.
Right? Like when it isn't
Right.
just in cow's milk anyway, probably.
All right, what's your other story?
My other story is at the airport. It's got nothing to do with it. This is not an anatomical story.
You didn't get cow semen? You didn't...
They probably would charge you for that too.
Sure they would.
We figured out it's really good for what I don't know what it would be good for, but
I can think of one thing that it would be good for.
Getting it done in and out of the studio. My other story is I took the red eye. So I needed to get some water because I went straight from the stadium. They always take like the fountains away in the press box before, but by the time that you get back up there, yeah. So I couldn't get any water. So I had to buy some water, and the water at the airport, it's like it's a marketplace, and it's like $8 for
ridiculous.
Like a bottle that's like half the size of this.
Sure.
And it's like alkaline water.
Yeah, of course.
It's like, come on. So I grabbed the biggest one I could get. It was the most expensive, but it was bigger than the other ones. So I was like, all right, justify it that way. And it's a self-service market. Now, like a human being rings you up but you have to get the stuff yourself.
Yeah.
I get 2 bottles of water, and it's like again, it's like $15 or something like that. And she goes like, it's just gonna ask you a couple questions, and I'm like, come on, like, and I am a generous tipper. I tip on things that like is not conventional. Like, you know, I will, like, if me and ZB actually argued about this like a month ago about tipping the dry cleaner. Like, if I showed up late, I would tip the dry cleaner.
Of course.
So this isn't a generosity thing. I just want to clarify that. But
I don't think you have to tip for that.
Well, no, obviously. But the thing that was outrageous to me is the pin pad was not, the options for the tip were not 0, 10, and 20. It was 10, 15, 20, and other.
Right.
You had to hit other
Yeah.
to make the choice not to tip for a self-service market for overpriced water. I was outraged. I couldn't believe it.
There's a certain Mexican restaurant, like they could order online, and it's the same way. It like you have to go out of your way to hit 0 as like the tip for like a pickup order.
For a pickup order.
You don't tip anything for a pickup order?
No.
I don't tip for a pickup order.
I tip for a pickup order.
Really?
Yeah.
How much?
Like
you get a burrito bowl. It's, you know, $12. How much are you tipping?
$2.
Why?
don't tip for
like what's
pickup.
the
Would you tip if you had walked in and like gotten your food like made for you? Would you tip then?
Yeah. Well,
it's funny. I don't do it at the place in question. I do it. You know, maybe this is telling. I do it at the ice cream shop I worked at. Like,
of course.
You know, it's like I know what those tips mean.
Mm-hmm.
But not like a place like that. I don't think it's.
Wait, I actually have a hilarious story I just thought of that involves Fran.
Ooh.
So I went to the Taylor Swift concert, Eras Tour, a few years ago, with Brenna, actually, who does the flyer show.
Yeah.
And
We heard.
about.
You told us the story.
Well, no, I didn't tell you. Not that story.
That's a different thing.
Yeah, another story. So we went to go get merch, and Fran was working like one of the merch stands.
Fran was?
Yeah. So we're like, oh my God, let's like get in line and say hi to him. And so I was like, all right, I'll get something. I'll get a water bottle just so we don't like totally waste our time. So he like brings it up and he turns the iPad around and it had the tip thing, which obviously he wasn't trying to like do to me, but I, you know, just like, and I got so flustered because I didn't want Fran to think I was like rude and giving him 0 tips. So I think I put like $1. I was like, and then I walked away like, he handed me a water bottle and he's my friend. Like, and I don't even think he probably gets the tip, really.
Right.
So I was like, but I was flustered.
So you think he owes you $1?
Yeah, Fran.
Well, if he got the tip, I'll have to ask him if he like got tipped.
Yeah,
from
Fran
that.
got the $1. You should give it back to Lindsay because that was a
it
was a performative tip.
No way.
It was performative.
It's so what?
Now you're making me wonder: am I like
$1
being stingy for not tipping on takeout orders?
Here's my airport water take for you, which I think I've shared before. There is only one water that I will get at the at an airport.
Okay.
Because it has a great screw top.
Yeah, you need those.
The Life Water.
Life Water is good. Yeah.
It is
No,
it is such a good screw top.
Mm-hmm.
It's very satisfying.
Now, I am weird about this potentially. I will buy the Life Water and I'll pour it in this bottle. Is that weird?
Interesting. I don't think that's weird. I mean, if you're carrying that around anyway.
I don't like I don't trust them to change the filters in the airport.
But then you're not getting the benefit of the screw top. I mean, it's such a good screw on, screw off.
Yeah, I like this. Me and this guy go everywhere together. They need to sponsor the show.
Get it done inside and outside the studio.
Maybe not everywhere. Yeah.
All right. We got to get out of here because the Flyers are coming up at 4 o'clock. So make sure you check out that if you are so inclined. We will be back tomorrow. The Duff Man in studio. Swooper continues. Can we talk a little bit about the Raiders? So, for EJ and Mina and Lindsay and Jalen Hurts, we thank you for watching and listening. We'll talk to you tomorrow at 2 o'clock. And as always, we love you.
We all silly like the mayor.